Welcome, my peoples. So you see me here, and once again, let me give this disclaimer. I'm not trying to seduce nobody because I'm out here in a vest. You already know I am the gym man, King Green Fitness, the barefooted shaman. So you know, gym, I forget gym, and so forth and so forth. But enough of the chattings. We're here with episode 6 of my talkative sessions, the Spiritual Hygiene podcast, where I merely recite my own life whilst giving my insights on the current climate, on the spiritual communities in the world today. Yeah, I feel like there will be duppy stories, but just cool out for now. But my peoples, you might say, what is episode 6 then? And episode 6, my people, is the MK Ultrinians / the child traffickers. Now this one is gonna get a bit deep. I can feel the shivers already. Spirit dead. Why? Because it's very, 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 very close to home. Very, very, very close to home. So do you know, before I get into this one, me cross up my leg, me get articulate, and let me light the whoosh. So yeah, my peoples. Obviously, I've given them the name, the MK Ultrinians, but MK Ultra, the Monarch Mind Control Program, yeah, which is AKA merely child trafficking, human trafficking, but it starts off with a little pitney there. Now, some people might know what MK Ultra is, or they might not know. But MK Ultra is merely mind control. Is merely mind control. But what is really not detriment, but what is really detrimental is that there are parents within the world that are willfully putting their children through mind control to do heinous things, all in the name of siphoning vital essence. Whilst you're thinking on such higher scales as, oh, Epstein, Pizzagate, adrenochrome, you got the average council estate mums, nieces, aunties, sisters, grannies that are putting their so-called loved ones through horrendous programs. So alongside other individuals, they themselves can siphon life force energy, because that's what it's all about. From your even bond, yeah? Your birth certificate, your stock and bonds, strawman dead. But it's disgusting when those who are predominantly your authority from once you come upon this plane choose to, what's the word I'm looking for? Violate not just your innocence, but your freedom. Do you understand? To decide who you are. A lot of people now are at a point in their life where, because of mind control, they might not know that's not even them. They don't even know who they are. Identity crisis, who knows? But who's to blame? The predecessors, your authorities, once you come on the plane, or yourself, because in my circumference, there's been something that's been regurgitated in my face continuously, like, oh, you're grown, you're there, and it's like, yeah, I know I'm grown, and me as a grown individual, I'll always take, as the word they project, also accountability for all the actions I've taken. But there's individuals that's grown, yet still they're following the regime of the MK Ultra programming. And I want to say this: a lot of things, like obviously the world is run on symbolism, and a lot of people that go through the MK Ultra program end up in the pornography industry. Not just that, it's merely trafficking. Now, if you tell a child they're an adult and you expose a child to certain things and you train that child in that way, that child is going to think that's life. Do you understand? Which is incorrect. That is not life. But don't take my word for it, my peoples. Definitely go and research. Do your own research. Study to show thyself approved. Now, if you stop and look, in society, everybody is a butterfly. You know, that symbolism. They'll put the butterfly. They might put the butterfly on themselves, tattoo it on their body, something. Now, one must have to ask, what's the fascination with the butterfly? I know the butterfly is a symbolism of transformation and X, Y, Z and so forth and so forth. But I say to people a lot of times, once you open Pandora's box, you can't close it. If you use an iPhone charger, does that mean you have shares in Apple? You're just using a power source. It's like saying, I casted out a demon in the name of Jesus, but Jesus also said, I'm going to say, move from me, I never knew you. Because he doesn't. You just used a power source. So now I want to get back to the butterfly. People might say transformation, but the butterfly is used within the monarch mind control program. Do your own research. Now, if someone says, oh, but it symbolizes transformation, yeah, for you, but you're just tapping into a power source which you might not know the original creation for, if that makes any sort of sense. But nevertheless, if you look, and this is not me throwing shade upon anybody, but if you truly look, a lot of individuals that are hyper fascinated within the butterflies, it's either they're hypersexualized or they're mentally distorted. They label themselves with things like, I've got ADHD, I've got bipolar, I've got screw, and moo. When truly, it's identity crisis due to the mind control programming. And if someone is not aware that, listen, 90% of your thoughts is not your thoughts. You're on earth where there's ghosts, disembodied spirits, angels, demons. Yo, Belzy, Das, did you see that? Beelzebub just manifested out of thin air. He's saying, yo, stop talk up the things. Listen, I can't even, if that wasn't on camera, you wouldn't have believed me. Do you understand? And this is why I'm saying, like, even, let's say for instance, the book of Circe says, don't pass your children through the fire to Molech. Do you understand? A lot of religions is based on child sacrifice and sex. Don't take my word for it. And I'm not trying to throw dirt on no religion. Once again, I always say, study to show thyself approved. But here we are where I'm reciting my own trials and tribulations. And I'm going to land on this. Me, I'm an individual that I'm around individuals that we are not of the same kin, if that makes sense. You might say, what's that? What are you talking about? What? Huh? How's that possible? We live in a bizarre world where, as I just stated, child trafficking exists under the what? MK Ultra program. Hence why I call them the MK Ultrinians and their gun bags. So, could you imagine, yeah? Look, children can be bought and sold. They're being bought and sold today. What's the date today? Is it something? Do you get it? They're being bought and sold today with the assistance of governmental infrastructures. Do you understand? Whether once you've taken that oath, you're sworn in. Done. That's why, what does the scripture say? Take no oath. Don't you dare do it. Do you know what I'm saying? Because look, then you're basically part and parcel with all that's going on. So let's say, for instance, now, before I continue, I'll recall my own story. So as I stated, how is it that one can end up in the circumferences of those that are not your kin? How? Do you get teeth? What is it? What's the process? Let me know. But then, that's trafficking from country to country. So wait there, hang on. Where's the safeguard? Where's anything? Are you basically saying, in this day and age, I can go to Tesco's now, grab a baby out of a pram, and fly to Spain, it's my youth? Done. As long as I've got the connections with whatever secret society, order, or fraternity, I'm good. And then, remember, the scriptures say, take no oath. Let your yea be a yea, let your nay be a nay. So if you've taken an oath to be part and parcel with individuals of that caliber, you got to shut your mouth or you're dead. But then, what the fuck are you, bruv? You dirty bastards. You tramps. Do you know how much, yeah? There's so much people that they just breed Pitney to put them in this program, cuz. To put entities in their youths just so they can... They're dumb just so they can trap or get a good job. And I'm not even glorifying Epstein, but I say at least Epstein had an island, cuz. A lot of people going to schools, studying, doing everything for nothing. Doing everything for nothing. Now, once again, I want to correlate my own story, innit? I'm in a circumference surrounded by individuals that's not my kin. Yeah? Let's start DNA testing people immediately. DNA test. Because it's all about the blood. Why do you think they drink the adrenochrome? So, one can truly be abducted and that's it. Gone. Book. Mine could deal with you quickly. And remember, the CIA created this. Use it, implement it, go and do your research. So this is not something where it's like, oh my gosh, yeah, now you little hypnotized or there. No, this is serious stuff. Let's say, for example, there's individuals, you could be hypnotizing a child to think they're the world's greatest porn star. How is it that child pornography and all these things come about? But then, I've come to realize there's a lot of you dirty bastards that know about it, but you don't say nothing because what? You want to get a job? You want to, I just won't have kids. The world is a dark place. You're an individual that makes it darker, cuz. The people are the majority. So if the majority is unconsciously subscribing to something, I'll give an example. I say this a lot. You know, like sometimes you have the iPhone adapter, like the iPhone wire. It's white, yeah? And you know, sometimes you can either use a different adapter that plugs into the socket. Let's say your adapter is black. So the source of your power is darkness, but you've got a white adapter. Your source is still darkness. So let's say now we're in the world where some people might say, I've got a connection with the butterfly, I've got this, I've got that. But they could not know they're under the program. And then there's individuals in their circumference, whether it be the authorities, mother and father that place them upon the earth, that's not telling them, because why? They've taken an oath to shh. This is how you see everybody saying shh, shh, dirty bastards. Do you understand? This is why you see a lot of people, they just walk street with their young demons like they're adults, because they have these little children thinking they're grown adults. And I want to say this, do you know how much Duppy Pitney them have tried to play in man's... Disgusting. Disgusting. It's just that simple. Disgusting. There's a lot of the men, they're sour. Some of them want to fight, some of them want to this. And I think to myself, why did you fight to not put your child under such a program? Why are you so weak? You see my face? I look at you and I think, you stink. You have nice car, but your pitney's a demon. Huh? Going to Dubai, but your pitney thinks it's 86. Huh? Party every weekend, but your 5-year-old thinks they're 35 and grown and can do whatever. And you encourage it. What's the point of your existence? Couldn't you have just done that without like taking an oath or even having children? So can you see the mental distortion? Can you see the double-mindedness, the unstableness, the confusion? But the Most High don't give us no, sound mind. Peace, love, power. So could you imagine, you're in a sound mind, how could you put a child through such a program? And may I add, a lot of times that these people put these children through these programs, they have sex with them. So wait there. You just know, you know them by their symbols. You shall know them by their fruits. And a lot of individuals are trying to, what's the word that I'm looking for? Shimmy. That's how you know they want it to stop. Yeah, a lot of individuals are trying to like shimmy, to act like they're holier than thou. But as I stated, my people, you shall know them by their fruits. If people are not raising awareness to the actualities that's going on in our reality, then they're part and parcel with the problem. They are the orchestrator of the nonsense. It's just like when you went Fat Nation, you got rubbed with the oil, business got open, and that was that. You were sent to the side. So, you know, look, there comes a point in one's life where you either stand for something or you fall for anything. You see me? I don't rock with none of them. Me not like none of that. And I think they're all nasty dogs. Yeah? What do you mean? What is that? Ew. You know that when said, brother, ew, what's that, brother? Ew. And, you know, I hate individuals that say stuff like, oh, the world is a dark place. I just, oh, bread. Stop having kids then. Stop having children and get the bread. Because if they're the next generation, If they are the future, can you imagine what sort of future of children we're raising? And you know what? This is not for everybody, innit? I just know, listen, what I'm meant to be doing and who I'm meant to be reaching. Because these things are happening, do you understand? It's like, imagine this happened to me. Do you understand? But people would want to go up against me and be warring me and this and that and da-da-da and da-da-da. And it's like, you couldn't even walk 2 seconds in my shoes, cuz. Huh? Mad. You understand? If I regurgitate the things that I've experienced, seen, or anything, it's like, yo, what is that? Ew, brother. Ew. And that's why it's like, yo, I've got such a disdain for certain things you couldn't even imagine. And I want to raise the awareness. I want to rouse the... You see the anger that a lot of you that either put your picnic them through the program feel towards me. I'm going to do something. Someone's going to kill you. You should have killed your dirty fetishes for money and desire to be with children. That's what you should have killed. That. But instead, it killed you. It killed who the Most High sent down here, and you become a duppy to initiate picnic in such a horrendous thing. To be walking around there on your tiptoes. Huh? You get what I'm saying? Say no play thing. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world but to lose his soul? What does it profit a real man to be raising children under a mind control program that allows the children to be doing explicit things or exposing them to things prematurely that they shouldn't? They should go through these things organically or at a later stage in life. Dirty dogs. Dirty dogs. Do you understand? Money, you know. It just really shows who's spineless. Or who would follow blindly to their death. And lead their family blindly to their demise. All in the name of filthy lucre. Render what's to Caesar, what's to the Most High, to the Most High. And here we are on earth. I say this a lot. On earth, where there's a lot of manipulation. Where the earth is run by off-planetary bodies that are not like us. That don't even like us. And you have individuals who claim to be strong, but they are not. People who claim to know the direction to go, but they do not. All they desire is a legal tender that once is torn holds no value. But things that hold value, you will replace for something that once is torn holds none. What do you believe in? Do you believe in an afterlife? Or do you believe once this message out, so I'm going to wrap this up quick and leave it here. But, so what do you believe in? Do you believe in that afterlife? Do you believe you're just going to reincarnate again, so it's okay, you can just do whatever you want? Because remember, this realm was designed for the flesh suit. To experience life in the flesh suit. So you telling me a lot of people have experienced life as horrendous, disgusting monsters with the thought process like that, yeah, we're just gonna, yeah, I want to have a go on a child. I want to just get this money, so I'll just let whatever happen. But I want to say this to every single parent. Have you unconsciously initiated your child under such programs? Have you consciously initiated your child in them programs? You have to dead. You need to dead. you dirty bastard. That's just my thoughts, my opinions, yeah? Nevertheless, protect the children because they are the future. If you have a future of broken, traumatized, and children that are less inclined to trust the elders, And remember, that's how we got our knowledge back in the day. By just going to an elder, you get your oral information, the trustworthy person in the community. Nowadays, all the elders are, the scriptures speak of it. Woe, absolute destruction to the elders that lead the sheep astray. Absolute destruction to the elders that are in error. And you know me, in humility, I challenge a lot of elders. Oh, I just do what I've known from... It didn't work out for anybody that taught you that. But yet still you're stuck in your ways and you're doing it. But all of this is prophesied. All of it. And remember, not one jot, not one tittle. Everything has to be fulfilled. Then something gonna roll up like a scroll. But my peoples, listen. I'm gonna leave it there. MK Ultrinians and the child traffickers. Children are really being trafficked, and they're being trafficked till they're being trafficked right now. Check on your children. Pay attention to them. Check their phones, check their this, check their that. But not just that. Do some research behind the MK Ultra program and the Monarch butterfly. Especially for the little female girls. Even though it's happening to the man them and nobody don't give a dash about the man them, but in my circumference it's just bare Jezebels and Delilahs. Raising young Jezebels and Delilahs. Proud. There was an 11-year-old girl that said to me, I'm a bop. I had to Google what that was. Disgusting. And it's like, where's your parents? How are you in public telling adults you are a bop? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? But that's neither here nor there. We're at a point in society where, you know their agenda has to be agendaed, and they have to make the earth ready for Lucy to be able to be here in physical form. Yeah, that's their job. My job, you dirty bastards. Until episode 7, my people, of spiritual hygiene. Clean up yourself. Check to see if you're unconsciously or consciously doing things that you're not meant to be doing, or you're opening doors that you're not meant to be doing, or you're giving access to things that you're not meant to be giving, or you're agreeing with things that you're not meant to be agreeing with. But until the next time, my people, I hope everybody stays in blissful prosperity. Yeah? Genuine peace. Genuine love. Not that false positivity when people go and throw that hand sign. But in actuality, that hand sign means a certain thing. Remember, the world is run by symbols.